Then going to the question that was asked for all the panelists, Cora was saying she was wondering if there was if the panelists could share their experience with how they kept up their resilience during challenging times. How do you keep calm and seek out the help that you need during challenging times? So I think I'll start down the line. If Julia, do you have anything you'd like to share to that?
When things get tough, either in your community because of a natural disaster, or even personally, say it's Christmas, and Japanese Christmas is essentially Valentine's Day, and it can feel very culturally jarring, and a lot of Jets get very, very lonely during the holiday season if they don't go home. So during those emotionally turbulent times, that's the time where you seek out your other orphan Jet friends and other foreigners so that you can reinforce that cultural feeling and that feeling of inclusion for yourself, because all of your Japanese friends and teachers are having their family togetherness time for New Year's, which is Japanese Christmas. But you're going to feel really lonely and culturally distant at that time. So religious or not, that season is a big cultural season of togetherness for us. So find the other people who aren't going out, get together, do something, and it'll really do you a lot of good.
I agree to that. Thank you very much for sharing. Jocelyn, do you have anything you would like to add?
Sure. I guess I'm kind of an observant person by nature. So when I arrived on JET, a lot of what I was thinking when I was meeting all these people, whether they be like the JET senpai or other expats in your town or your Board of Education members and coworkers, is just looking at who might be someone you need to turn to when something not so great happens. And that could be like a car accident, like what happened with me, or it could be just like something went wrong with a money order and you need someone to just kind of help you out a little bit. You know, just keeping in mind, who do you think will help you out the most, or who do you think will be the easiest to reach? But then also don't forget to always express gratitude to those people when they do help you, by maybe buying them a little treat or writing them a nice little note. But then I guess one more thing, when things get really, really tough, really just try to remind yourself everything is one step at a time. Like I said, with the car accidents, it's really easy to catastrophize situations, even the small ones. So just, you know, find what's the immediate next step you need to take, and then get to that step and finish it before you figure out the next step. Don't start thinking about, like with a car accident, like what's my record gonna be and what's my, you know, budget gonna be for the next few months. Don't worry about that. Just small steps, and don't be thinking about those steps until you finish that first one, especially in those moments where you're being tested a lot. So it takes some practice before you get doing that really well, but once you get there, it's really helpful.
Cool, thank you so much. If any of you guys have any questions or follow-ups regarding that to anybody specific, please feel free to add it to the chat as well. Sarah, do you have anything you'd like to add about?
Yeah, I would echo what everyone else has said about establishing your network of support. So that should be both Japanese and international community. Make sure you've got a network from both. But I would say really think about self-care too. As a mom, I am obligated to say make sure you get plenty of sleep and good nutrition and exercise regularly. Just, you know, make sure you've got those self-care routines established in your daily life, because it is extremely stressful. One thing that I relied on that I learned in Japan is just the Japanese bath is so sort of decompressing. And whether that's your own space in your home, or if you're more adventurous, going out to a Japanese bathhouse is one of the most relaxing and stress relieving things that I've ever done. And I still love it and miss it to this day.
I agree to that. With the way Japanese work culture can be sometimes, they really do have their relaxation techniques down. So I agree with that. Sheila, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, definitely echoing what all the panelists have mentioned. I think JET is really a community, and I know at least from where I was, we had a prefectural advisor, which was a JET who was established and had usually been there for several years. And both times that for the two that I knew who it's like a year position that sometimes they do longer, but they were both people I respected, and I knew I could always turn to them, and they did help me through different decisions and different issues. So I knew I could always reach out to them, and I believe they're trained in that as well to become the advisor. So I believe that should still be in existence, that each prefecture has that. So it really is a community. And as I mentioned, I had a few years work experience before joining JET. And even though I was in America, I really felt alone in those years. And it wasn't until I went on the JET program that I felt a sense of community that I still feel. So I think that's a great thing about the program that I hope you all remember.
Great, thank you so much. And yeah, I mean, and that follows through to this day. I mean, all of us in the board and all of these speakers, we're all alumni and we're all still a family. Might not be blood related, but we share such a deep experience on JET that it ties us all together. So it's very true. And then Ed, would you like to add anything else?
Yeah, pretty much, you know, what everyone else said. Yeah, it's good to have a network, you know, and just, you know, activities that you like to do. For me, you know, I was into running, you know, and just I spent time with ALTs as well as, you know, the people around me a lot. I was kind of trapped on, since I was trapped on the peninsula, you know, I'm like 30 minutes outside of the city. It wasn't as easy for me to connect with the other ALTs in my city all the time. So, you know, in that case, I would just try to do stuff with people in my town. And yeah, you know, yeah, definitely take care of yourself. You know, I mean, when I was on Skype, I think was just like beginning or whatnot. Well, I think it was pretty established, but now we have like so many options, you know. So, you know, call your family, friends here, back in the States, you know. Yeah, and tell people to send you goodies too. That's all.
For sure. Thank you so much. Hopefully that adequately answers your question and what you're hoping for, Cora. With that, I think we're going to end the Q&A session. If there are any more questions that you have, anything you thought of during the Q&A that maybe we didn't get to, as Laura posted in the chat, please follow up on Facebook if you'd like, or if you email the questions to me at outreach@jetaachicago.com or the info@jetaachicago.com emails, I can make sure that they get to the panelists that was directed towards. We can make sure to get your questions answered because it's very important.